You're listening to Spirit Live. I'm Anna Saplala, and this last weekend in football can speak for itself.
Garoto.
Italy lose possession, and it's worth a crack! It's just astonishing! North Macedonia striking and in time! Tchaikovsky with the sweetest hit you can imagine! In your wildest dreams! From obscurity to unforgettable, this is the moment the country has waited for. The Kings of the North, they've done it! Canada is going to the World Cup!
One Thursday saw North Macedonia in the ascendancy, and the Italian football that I'd praised last week in further shambles than before. And at long last, it was yesterday when Canada ended a 36-year journey, declaring their return to the fore of football's global stage. This is a point we've been meaning to prove since this show began, and what better time to justify that the world's game continues to live for the impossible than now? That no amount of trophies and statistics could ever capture the collective euphoria of rising above all odds. It's a sporting rarity at its finest and most human, and it exists in a time where an athlete's creativity is reduced to machination. We celebrate these victories because they remind us of where this sport came from, who it truly belongs to, and where it will always remain. For as long as football continues to exist, it too will continue to dream for the people who live to exhaust the unthinkable. We've got more than enough to celebrate this week, alongside 49 minutes of classic UK Garage coming your way. Be sure to tune in, wherever you are, 'cause this one's for the kids.
Ma che giorno già? Ma arriva sempre come me. E beh, tu stai giornando me. Non me ne importi, lo sai perché? Sto più musicale lì. Ah, dai. Ma che giorno già? Ne? E sono pure a Roma. Senti, e senti, sì, senti suono, sì. Senti sta musica è fatta per te, tu sei guaglione e tanta piacere. Ma che giorno già, ne? E sono pure a batteria, stille un pappo, stre bambù. Ti piace l'ita, ma ne? E senti, sì, senti di suono, sì. Ma non guarda è buona, zia mia, cavallo mentre sono a batteria. Senti sta musica è fatta per te, tu sei guaglione e tanta piacere. Ma ne va che giorno già, ne? e sono pure un coppo piano. O pochi svizzo sacce fa, sì. Sento sta musica è fatta per te, tu sei guaglione e tanta piacere. Non vi grippate, se qualcosa non capite, mettete di scruga. Ma ne va che già ne già, ma ve la già fa mangiare. Ma ve la già fa mangiare. Sento sta musica è fatta per te, tu sei guaglione e tanta piacere.
Cuando todos nos juntamos no hacen nada. Te falta mucho para llegar a ser chicano, güero.
No me tomes a la ligera, que el color de mi piel no te confunda.
Blanco es el enemigo. Blanco es el sistema. Tú estás en el medio.
Ladies and gentlemen, what's happening? This motherfucker killing the motherfucking game right now. Motherfucking familiar.
Yeah. Hand hit records on my demo. Did y'all boys not get the memo? I do not stay at the Intercontinental, and anything I got is not a rental. I own that motherfucker, figured out this shit is simple. My stock been going up like a crescendo. A bunch of handshakes from the fakes, but nigga, I do not wanna be friends though. I told y'all motherfuckers, man, this shit is not a love song. This a fucking stripper on a mink rug song. This a fucking boys forever hold a grudge song. Pop some fucking champagne in the tub song. Nigga, just because song. Dang.
What's the move? Can I tell the truth? If I was doing this for you, then I have nothing left to prove. Nah, this for me though. I'm just trying to stay alive and take care of my people. And they don't have no award for that. Trophies. And they don't have no award for that. Shit don't come with trophies. Ain't no envelopes to open. I just do it cause I'm supposed
Bitch,
to.
I go to dreams with a suitcase. I got my whole country on a new way. She like, I heard all your niggas stay where you stay. House so big I haven't seen them boys in 2 days. Bitch, I use a walkie-talkie just to get a beverage. I saw my parents split up right after the wedding. That told my ass to stay committed, fuck the credit. Bitch, check the numbers, I'm the one who really get it. I told y'all motherfuckers, man, this shit is not a love song. and me, and only God can judge song. I do not know what the fuck you thought it was song. Pop some fucking champagne in a tub song, nigga, just because song.
What's the move? Can I tell the truth? If I was doing this for you, then I have nothing left to prove. Nah, this for me though. I'm just trying to stay alive and take care of my people. And they don't have no award for that. Trophies. And they don't have no award for that. Shit don't come with trophies, ain't no envelopes to open. I just do it cause I'm supposed to, nigga.
Come deep inside. He couldn't touch me and hold me. His female of choice was cocaine. The coca leaf. All he wants is cocaine. He couldn't touch me, please me. He loves the coca
reaction? Boom, boom, boom selection. Can you feel the satisfaction? Boom, boom, boom selection. This is a genius production. Boom, boom, boom selection. We say this type of action. Boom, boom, boom selection. From the crowd, the chemical reaction. Boom, boom, boom selection. Can you feel the satisfaction? Boom, boom, boom selection. This is a genius production. Boom, boom, boom selection.
It's Keflon drinking upon the bubbly, not Bacardi, beer or brandy. Quite frankly, this way be lively, bass be born see, ready to taste me. Yes, Sean T, from a Capone family, holding it down within this vicinity. All the man collaborating nicely, all the ladies acting randy. No worries, the boss, my jack in the car keys. Cause this event be off them and lively, killing me like the Fuji softly. I'm in paradise, I see beaches of palm trees. Security analyzing it wisely, clearing out the people acting rowdy while I check out the women with the beauty. That be Keflon on them duty.
I said it's time for action. Boom, boom, boom selection. From the crowd, the chemical reaction. Boom, boom, boom selection. Can you feel the satisfaction? Boom, boom, boom selection. This is a genius production. Boom, boom, boom selection. We said it's time for action. Boom, boom, boom selection. From the crowd, the chemical reaction. Boom, boom, boom selection. Can you feel the satisfaction? Boom, boom, boom selection. This is a genius production. Boom, boom, boom. Study the sound physically and mentally. Genius, yeah, you got the energy. Step in the breathe and we just wanna party. We don't wanna hurt nobody. We got the style and we got the remedy. Listen to my flow and my rhyme and agility. This is the mic control, the ability. And the sounds what we call tranquility. I feel around, so you better get to know me. Dominate the microphone just like Bruce. Come follow me, can't beat me, join me. It's me, they call me MC Fizzy. We can't stop now, the crowd be crazy. All night long we're gonna party. You get my rollie, what's the time, G? I said it's time for action. Boom, boom, boom selection. From the crowd, the chemical reaction. Boom, boom, boom selection. Can you feel the satisfaction? Boom, boom, boom selection. This is a genius production. Boom, boom, boom selection. We said it's time for action. Boom, boom, boom selection. From the crowd, the chemical reaction. Boom, boom, boom selection. Can you feel the satisfaction? Boom, boom, boom selection. This is a genius production.
When you do that with footballers, like he said about Leeds, and when you do things like that about a man like Stuart Pearce, I've kept really quiet, but I'll tell you something. He went down in my estimation when he said that. We have not resorted to that, but I'll tell you, you can tell him now, if you're watching it, we're still fighting for this title, and he's got to go to Middlesbrough and get something. And I'll tell you, honestly, I will love it if we beat them. Love it.
Kevin Keegan slumped over a Carlsberg advertising board at Anfield in reaction to Stan Collymores' crushing injury time winner. Supporters, however, are able to conjure memories of happier occasions in 1996. 6 months on from that agonizing 4-3 defeat to Liverpool, Newcastle hosted Manchester United and produced a performance that electrified St. James Park. The atmosphere that evening was electrifying, as an excited and expectant crowd of 36,000 roared encouragement upon kickoff. The tempo was fast from the outset, as Newcastle's intensity caused early problems for United. Geordie faithful were in full voice and serenaded their guests from Manchester with chants that boasted their possession of Alan Shearer. United struggled with the pace of the game early on and couldn't seem to string meaningful passes together, while Newcastle harassed and harried their opposition, forcing corners and producing questionable efforts in the opening 10 minutes. It wouldn't take long for the home side's early dominance to be rewarded.
That's Shearer going up well. Peacock! The goal is given, and Manchester United are very angry about it.
I'd like to see that one again. I thought Irwin got there, Mark, I have to be honest. Lies has got the best view in the ground, no doubt about that.
Well, you can see that Schmeichel has come across to lead the debate.
We'll get a look at it from here. Shearer wins the first header, Peacock the second, as it drops. Well, I don't think that's over.
In the 12th minute, David Ginola floated in a corner to find Shearer, rose high to provide for centre-back Darren Peacock, who connected to nod home from 6 yards. There was some debate as to whether the ball had crossed the line, and Newcastle were ahead, and the crowd were now even more vocal as Keegan applauded from the sidelines. Going behind seemed to shake United into life, as Poborski and Beckham were a danger from the wings, but even their threats created nothing. Any newfound optimism would be shattered at the half-hour stage, and David Ginola would send Keegan leaping from the bench in jubilation.
Ginola has been prominent in it, and that is very prominent indeed. It's a classic goal from David Ginola. It's 2-0 to Newcastle.
Ginola arrived in Tyneside from Paris Saint-Germain in the summer of 1995. The chiseled Frenchman an immediate favorite with his flowing locks. Going forward, he was a winger of elegance, capable of producing moments of genius that would leave the stadium awestruck. Amidst the frenetic pace of the game, the man who had dominated the headlines preceding the encounter had been kept relatively quiet. Shearer would suddenly come alive and serve Ferguson as a reminder of why the Scot was so keen to sign him, producing a blistering long-range effort that rebounded off the foot of the post. The hairdryer treatment surely awaited United players after a miserable first-half performance in which the pressure and energy of Newcastle had overwhelmed them. Any discussion held in their dressing room at the interval seemingly had Alex Ferguson's desired effect, as Poborski forced Cernacek into an early second-half save. The rebound fell to Eric Cantona, whose effort was cleared desperately off the line by a lunging Steve Watson. It was the first meaningful contribution that Cantona had made to proceedings, and Newcastle fans had reason to be wary of the Frenchman. Just 2 minutes later, however, Shearer demonstrated his immense talent for crossing, as he sprinted to the byline before producing an exquisite ball into the area that met the towering head of Les Ferdinand.
There's Shearer, not the favourite of the Manchester United fans. Ferdinand off the bar and in! It is 3-0 now!
And that's the most difficult header. And that is
Shearer, look at Shearer.
That is game-setting, Mark. He's over to Manchester United fans. They were giving him stick when he had the ball in that corner there. But look at the way, yet again, from, well, how does he work the ball in from there? I mean, Stanley Matthews at his best couldn't do that. Shearer's a centre forward, but somehow he's
temperature remained high, and United's frustration met with Newcastle's sheer desire to gain revenge for the Charity Shield mauling meant that the tension always threatened to spill over. Tempers flared when Cantona went in late on Peter Beardsley and was fortunate not to be sent off for a second yellow card. Shearer reacted furiously to the Frenchman's overenthusiasm as both players were forced to be separated by their teammates. Every Newcastle tackle was now greeted with a roar from the crowd, while United's limp efforts at goal were met with ironic cheers from the home fans. The ghost of this year's earlier encounters had been well and truly laid to rest. Only a Shearer goal could improve the Geordies' mood even further, and the England striker's anger turned to jubilation as he added Newcastle's fourth.
From Shearer. Beardsley. Oh, and it's another one now. Yes, Shearer, of course. The script is complete for Newcastle United.
And it started and finished with that man there.
Beardsley's fizzing drive was stopped in acrobatic fashion by Peter Schmeichel, before the Dane demonstrated spectacular reflexes to stop Ferdinand's immediate effort from the rebound. However, Schmeichel's heroics could only delay the inevitable. Keegan again jumped off his seat in delight, with the Sky Sports split screen illustrating the different emotions he and his Manchester United counterpart were experiencing. All Ferguson could do was remain rooted to his seat, glumly chewing on his gum as the goals continued to pour in on what was becoming a torturous evening for him. The Scot wasn't accustomed to being on the receiving end of punishments like this. United were in danger of suffering their highest league defeat since 1984, a record that would soon be achieved, with further pain inflicted through a goal that would define the match. Rob Lee picked the ball up on the right-hand side, deep into United's half before looking up to see the rampaging Philippe Albert demanding the ball. He found the Belgian centre-back with a simple pass, as Albert began to advance towards the United area, before looking up to see Schmeichel standing off his line.
Beardsley. Well, there could be a fifth in the offing. Lee, on a day when Newcastle would have taken 1-0. Here they are, looking for number 5, with Philippe Albert.
Well, if the rest was the cake, there is the icing. A quite majestic goal from Philippe Albert.
As the incredible match reached its conclusion, joyous Newcastle fans reveled in reminding their Manchester counterparts of the 5-0 hammering their team had inflicted upon them. Newcastle's heroes warmly applauded the rapturous stadium, while the dejected United players trudged off the pitch to face Ferguson's wrath. With the stadium chanting his name, Shearer surely felt like he had made the correct choice to return to the city he called home, knowing that winning like this with his hometown club would always feel that bit more special than with anybody else. The triumph saw Keegan's men move 3 points clear at the top of the table, created the feeling for those on Tyneside, if only for a few days at least, that this could be their season. He had gained revenge for the Charity Shield debacle, and had given reason for Ferguson to be afraid that this Newcastle team would have a decisive say in the destination of the Premier League trophy. The devastation experienced at Anfield had given way to elation at St. James Park. They had humbled the champions. But the ecstasy was short-lived. Further glory would evade them, and the result would represent the pinnacle of the Keegan era at the club. Newcastle would follow up the victory with a humbling defeat at Leicester, a result which sparked an inconsistent run that had seen them slip to 4th in the table by January. Then, Keegan stunned the football world by resigning from the club, following disagreements with the board. For some Newcastle fans, Keegan leaving felt like a tragedy that had been thrust upon them. Fans cried in the street, with some referring to the day as Black Wednesday. Perhaps the devastation many felt at his departure wasn't surprising, given that this was the man responsible for taking the club from the depths of the old second division to the verge of capturing the Premiership title in his 5 years at the club. Following Keegan's departure, several key players that had accompanied him on that exhilarating journey would leave the Northeast too. Les Ferdinand reluctantly departed to play for Spurs, with Ginola joining him in the move to White Hart Lane. Beardsley also left for Bolton, while Faustino Aspiria departed in January 1998 to play with Parma. The team had suddenly taken on a very different appearance, and it felt as if a lot of the magic had died. Alan Shearer would remain on Tyneside and go on to become the club's all-time record goal scorer. The club he retired from in 2006 was a far cry from the one that he joined a decade earlier. And Newcastle were expected to challenge the likes of United, Arsenal, and Liverpool for years to come.
Well, Alex, was that a case of it being one tough game too many in a short space of time? You've come through two difficult games. Was this just one too many, do you think?
Well, it was a hard week for us, but I think it was one of these games that happens in a game. You just get punished for every mistake you make or punished for every strike at goal. You know, it was one of these unfortunate games for us. And I thought we played quite well, actually. I thought we played good football. We took the game to them all the time.
Same number of goal attempts, 15 each.
Yeah, well, we kept going at them. We had some great opportunities on the right-hand side in the second half of crossing positions, and maybe didn't make the best of it, but they kept at it. And considering we've had a long journey to Turkey on Wednesday, that actually they can make a difference, you know.
Was the first goal the all-important one, do you think?
No, I think the manner in which it was scored is a bit of controversy, but I'd have to watch it on television again, where we thought we had a penalty kick and that was turned down and they got the part and scored a second. I think the second one was very important to Newcastle. Allowed them to just sit in the game and play in the break in the second half, really, you know, and we were punished for every mistake we made back there.
Is this a reflection of just how much quality there is in the Premiership? Do you think that a side like Newcastle can do this to you?
Well, I mean, I think it was an unusual game. I don't think it reflected really the quality we put into the match. I think we played some good football, and as I said, we took the game to them. But I think you get these rare occasions. It's the first time in my career I've lost 5 goals and as a manager, so it's I just put it down as just a blip. It's one of the things. It's another day in the history of Manchester United. Just get on with it next week.
I was going to say, from your point of view now, it's all about how the players respond to this, presumably, is it?
You don't need to question that. That's not even it comes into my agenda or the players' agenda. We know how they're going to respond.
Well, you did last time when you conceded 4 at Tottenham on New Year's Day. You then embarked on a long unbeaten run, didn't you?
Well, we were okay.
All right, Alex, thanks for joining us. Commiserations. Thank you.
Sometimes, it can be easy to get lost in a haze of nostalgia and believe that Keegan's Newcastle produced stellar football and thrilled spectators every time they graced the field. This wasn't the case. They were not outstanding in every match they played. Neither did they produce dazzling spectacles every time they took to the pitch. But this Newcastle side made people feel that something special was brewing, filling the fans with excitement and adrenaline. Keegan's romantic approach to the game is often derided. He provided the city with a magnificent team that created unforgettable memories. Newcastle fans have endured a turbulent time since. 24 years on, they're still able to escape back to those sensational 90 minutes and relive a wondrous autumn evening. A night when anything felt possible.
Well, Alan, congratulations. How sweet was that victory?
Very sweet. It's sweet revenge. We were embarrassed in the Charity Shield. We said beforehand we'd much prefer 3 points, and that's exactly what we've done today. We've embarrassed them. Not many teams have done that in the last 5 years, but Don't get excited. We've got 3 points. We've got a nice little lead at the top. But I still feel whoever finishes above them will win the league.
David, how important was it to get ahead early on, do you think?
I think it's very important against Man United to score very early in the game. We remember last year the same attitude. We didn't score goals, and in the second half they scored 1 goal, and that was enough to win the game. And we have in our mind the game on Charity Shield game, and I think we are very proud about this win.
Let's bring Philippe Albert in as well. Can you believe that scoreline?
No, it's hard to believe, but it was hard to believe that they beat us 4-0 in the Charity Shield. And like Alan said, it's a sweet revenge, but it's only a game of football, and it was only 3 points at the end of the day. It's nice to have the 3 points in the bag, but nothing is finished yet.
Alan, I mean, this is a result that's going to send shockwaves through the Premiership, isn't it? United beaten 5-0?
As I said before, not many teams have embarrassed them over the years, and that's what we've done today. And everyone will take notice of us, but as we keep saying, that's all it is, 3 points. We'll enjoy it today and tonight, and that's as far as it goes. And then we'll look forward to Oldham in the cup on Wednesday.
Well, it's a 3-point lead at the top, David, but it's 5 points that you're now clear of Manchester United. Is that the significant statistic, do you think?
I don't think so. No, we have all the players have in their mind the final result last year. We finished second. We have one time in a season 12 points clear at Man United, and that was not enough. And I think 5 points now is nothing, because in the second part of the season it will be hard for us.
Philippe, how determined will the side be after what happened last year to make sure it doesn't happen again?
Well, to make sure it doesn't happen again, it's work together like we did today. Keep tight at the back, try to keep tight at the back, because even if we won 5-0 today, sometimes during the game they create some chances. So still some hard work to be done, and we will try next week to arrange everything.
Well, it was a difficult one to call, but in the end the calling man of the match was Alan Shearer. Bottle of champagne for you there. It's all ready to go off as well. Enjoy the moment.
Thank you. Cheers.
This is the land of faith.
poster, that's us. Tonight, we're going twice as nice at flipping Club Coliseum.
You reckon?
Yeah, we're starting a new millennium of poor dukes and a flipping PlayStation.
Ooh, FIFA tournament.
Not tonight, kid. Tonight, getting into that party is the only thing that matters. Caps, if you and your big brain can make it happen, I'll get Sophie. If I get Sophie...
See, I might touch a boob.
Anything could happen after that, I wouldn't care. But this isn't just any new year. It's the new year. Anyone who's anyone is gonna be there. And I'm gonna be there. We're gonna be there. Look, whatever happens to Sophie, I'm starting the year 2000 at twice as flipping nice with my best mates. You want the same thing, right?
Look, I know you're not asking me yet, but for what it's worth, I do. Yeah, I want things to be nice. Twice.
You do too, innit, Cap? Caps.
I'm in.
Yes! Oh, yes!
In 1999, Garage was at its peak. It sat on the verge of mainstream success, still held on to its underground credibility. 22 years down the line, the music still sounds spectacular, and Reggie Yates' debut film Pirates, with whole scenes giving over to dizzying tracks like Azito de Bass's squelchy Doom's Night, Wookie's Battle, and DJ Sticky's Boo. In between these epic tunes comes a simple premise. Three best friends trying to get into Garage's most prestigious club, twice as nice, on Millennium Eve. Of course, it isn't as simple as just buying tickets and putting on your best Moschino shirt. The trio's relationship has become fractious since straight man Capo decided to leave London for university a few months before. His friends Tuton and Kidda are still committed to their own, not terribly successful, pirate radio adventures, and feel abandoned. Nevertheless, the countdown caper continues apace as they hunt down tickets for the party, new outfits for the dance floor, and girls to flirt with in Capo's clapped-out car. There's a little more to the story than that. It's a bouncy, grin-inducing romp through Caribbean takeaways, designer boutiques, and one ill-advised trip south of the river. Sunglasses are worn inside, Kidda sports Arsenal's Bruce Banana, a member of So Solid crew is set on fire. The film is as irrepressibly likable as its director. Yates' beloved North London, too, is as much a character as the three leads, as they bumble through the streets of Tottenham and Stamford Hill, with a special cameo from the Seven Sisters Snail, a much-loved piece of local graffiti that's been a mainstay of the area since the 70s. Seeing the long-awaited movie debut of Pickled Onion Monster Munch is also a pretty special moment. At one point, the character references London by saying, "We're not stuck here, we're from here." In making Pirates, Yates has stated his intention to depict black youth with a narrative free from universally recognized hardships, with further consideration being given to the presence and portrayal of black British people on screen. Since the great enlightening of summer 2020, Pirates arrives as the perfect tonic.
Tough enough round. Tough enough round. Tough enough round. DJ Cup. Out Cup. DJ Cup. Call tough. Here we go. Give it to you. Tough. Tough jam. Give it to you. Tough. Tough jam, give it to you, tough. Tough jam, give it to you, tough. Tough jam.
Every year.